There's nothing quite like a great day out on the water with friends, only to return to the boat ramp and, well, have some things go wrong from there. Welcome back, guys, to this week's episode of Boating News of the Week. These images are from our Miami Boat Ramps channel. If you guys haven't checked that out, for all the hilarity that happens to the boat ramps in South Florida, I'll leave a link in the description below, as we have a lot of great things going on over there as well. And speaking of great things, I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and do a giveaway in this video. Today, we're going to go ahead and give away one of our Drain Plug Mafia tumblers. Real simple, only requirements, you must be subscribed to this channel, so if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button, go ahead and hit that like button, and leave a comment. And from people who meet those 3 requirements, we're going to go ahead and pick our favorite comment, and somebody's going to win a tumbler. Our first incident to make the boating news this week is going to take us down to Louisiana, where just a few weeks back, Hurricane Ida wreaked havoc, and while I was doing that, 22 barges actually broke free on the Mississippi River during the storm. The barges were then pushed downriver, colliding with other vessels and causing property damage along the way.
Hold on. Yeah, wind, it just smacked me. Alright, just gonna drip down in the canal against everything.
The barges came loose in the St. Bernards Parish area of Louisiana as Hurricane Ida hit the state as a Category 4 storm. Parish officials were concerned the boats could damage the parish's water intake system or the nearby oil refineries, but these weren't the only images to come out of Louisiana during Hurricane Ida. There were obviously multiple vessels that broke free, including right here, as these vessels during Hurricane Ida broke free from their moorings as well and wound up colliding down on the river. Even though this was a few weeks ago now, we still continue to see more and more images like this come out as cleanup continues from the storm. Our next incident to make the boating news this week is going to show you what it's like when you try and send it, but you're not quite ready for that full send. Here we're going to see these 2 people coming out of Mason Inlet in North Carolina. When all of a sudden they hit the first wave, things look okay, and another 6-footer comes in right after that, and their small vessel is no match for it and becomes capsized. Here, surfers can be seen coming to the aid of the vessel and trying to get these guys to shore. Fortunately for this crew, nobody was injured and they were able to get the vessel and themselves on the ground. Our next incident to make the boating news this week, well, they're not going to be outdone by our last crew. These guys decided to send it as well. These images here are off the coast of Jersey in the English Channel, where this past week this vessel was accidentally ran up onto a reef. The RNLI and local Coast Guard responded to the incident. When they arrived, the boat's crew had already been transferred back to the main island by Good Samaritan vessels, who already happened to be in the area due to a scheduled reef tour. RNLI and local Coast Guard officials said the boat posed no threat and had to wait for the tide to come back up, but it took them almost 12 hours to get this vessel off of the reef. No injuries were reported in the incident. Our next incident to make the boating news this week is going to take us over to Australia and the city of Darwin in the Northern Territory, where this past week some 600 people descended onto a sandbar in Cullen Bay to celebrate relaxation of pandemic restrictions. Authorities claim the event was going well until all of a sudden the tide turned and chaos ensued. Partygoers were left stranded in the water, scrambling trying to find a way to get back to dry land. These video images show some of the chaos that went on as boats collided, one capsized, and several fights broke out in what police described as a disappointing turn of events. Water police were called in to try and bring some control back to the event, but they wound up dispersing the large crowd, and some 300 liters of alcohol was seized and destroyed from the event. Before the tides turned, Chief Minister Michael Gunner actually boasted the event, claiming that it was only possible because of the territory's hard stances during the pandemic, and this was a reward celebrating freedom and fun for all the hard work everybody had put in. The Northern Territory Water Police continue to investigate as there are multiple marine offenses and assault offenses during the event. Our next incident to make the boating news this week is going to take us over to Hawaii, where this week a boater who had been missing for 6 days was found approximately 350 miles southwest of Oahu. The boater was operating a 42-foot sailing vessel and departed Kauai this past Saturday en route to Oahu, when all of a sudden the next day the boater never reported in as scheduled. A large search party was made up of several agencies was sent to look for the missing boater. When this Thursday afternoon, a Coast Guard report, a Navy Boeing P-8 Poseidon aircrew actually saw him on the deck of the vessel approximately 350 miles away waving his hand. A nearby oil tanker was asked to stay in the vicinity of the disabled vessel until a Coast Guard cutter crew could arrive. The gentleman was pulled off the boat and is en route back to Hawaii and appears to be in good health. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Boating News of the Week. If you ever see anything crazy happening on your waterways, be sure to hit us up on Facebook or Instagram and let us know, and you might see your stories over here, just like Joey Dorsey, Picasso West, the GoPro Dad, and Lost Wave Media did this week. And if you haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.